Hello everyone and welcome back to Crosshatch Puzzles. We're here for another New York Times Daily Crossword Solve. Today is Saturday, May 2nd, 2026, and today's puzzle is by Hannah Slovut-Einertson, who's contributed a small number of puzzles to the New York Times, including another Saturday earlier this year, which I quite enjoyed. You can see already evidence of quite some long stacks here, which I'm sure will pose a reasonable challenge, as we would expect from Saturday themeless puzzles. So let's dive in and see what Hannah has for us for this Saturday, May 2nd puzzle. Extremely ambitious projects. Lifeless. I mean, do we just want dead or do we want something like bear? Not sure which. And now we have bear, so probably not that. How does dead work with any of these? Supporting structure. Supporting structure. Three-peating NBA champs from 2000 to 2002. I don't think this is, I mean, unless it's something like LA Lakers. I was going to say I don't think it's long enough to fit both the city name and the team name. But maybe it is. Preceder of C in a capital C. Or horse, Arabian. So maybe lifeless is something like blah. Residence without a title. Residence without a title. Like the Asian elephant vis-a-vis the African elephant. Rarer. I know it's smaller. I didn't know necessarily that it was rarer. Women's Basketball Hall of Famer blank beard. Oh, I recognize this and I don't know what the name is. Buzzed, maybe rang. So maybe this is something like Alana beard. Looks okay, not positive. This is probably, don't look, no peeking. That looks okay. Supporting structure. Brace something? Something cabin? No. Harshest punishment a website can give. A website? I don't really know what that means. I'm not sure about brace. Drops while running. Say. Probably we don't mean to drop an object that you are holding while running on your feet. I'm imagining there's a different interpretation of both of these words. Raindrops while... Oh, drops, no, drops of sweat while running. Okay, so I was right about the drops, but running is straightforward. Okay. Oh, tenants. So maybe not blah then. Flat, lifeless could be flat, and residence without a title, meaning without a deed, without an ownership of the land or of the property, or tenants. Giraffes lack them, and they have ossicones instead. So those are horns, I think. The things, ossicones are bone structures on top of your head, but not horns, strictly. Supporting structure then could be a framework. Harshest punishment a website can give. Some kind of ban? Also, I'm impressed. I mean, it appears that LA Lakers is correct, so I'm very impressed at myself for getting that. iPod model, probably the iPod Nano. Follower of box or bumper, boxcar or bumper car. Heavenly sounding instrument, also known as a bell piano, a celeste or a celesta, probably celesta. It can sometimes be called Celeste as well, but Alice in Zombieland author blank Showalter. Lena or something? I saw this earlier, blank Marzano tomato, the San Marzano tomato, sometimes considered the king of all tomatoes. Composite numbers, question mark, composite. Or composite, some people say. Not sure what they want. Walk like a rhino. Hypnotized. Active or passive? Rests on. Not sure. I put these down. Composite numbers we don't know. 1994 compilation album for the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Compilation album. Goodness, how am I supposed to get that? How an annoying conversation might go. On and on. Could work. Road in a way. Be in a decision-making position. That's such an interesting phrasing. To be in a decision-making position, but we don't want actually the process, the act of decision-making. We just want the process of holding that position. Mulan antagonists. I imagine this is the name of what, a tribe or something like that, or a particular lineage or something. How do we party? Singer Rita, probably Rita Ora. Not familiar with her music, but she does appear in the Crossword quite a lot. Disappearing ink, question mark, probably a temporary tattoo. Ink in the puzzle almost always refers to tattoos. Be out. Be out. Out of house, or like to run out of something. Be out. Don't know. A permaban, harshest punishment a website can give. I guess so. To pass along online, to reshare something. Minty candy brand. Oh, York. Yeah. Traditional gift for a 5th anniversary. Is this wool? Summer camp competitions for which teammates dress similarly. Competitions for which teammates dress similarly. Oh, color wars. Right. Winning X or O. Winning X or O. A toe? Why? X or O? If this is wool, that's going to be a toe, but I don't understand it. Oh, tic-tac-toe. Got it. Okay. It's here today, but might be gone tomorrow. Interesting. Touched lovingly, probably caressed. Soft rock. Is this shale? Is that what we want? To put up with. Call it. What do you call? Heads or tails? Does this end up being Lena after all? Symbols of success. Oh, I don't know, actually. Symbols of success. When tripled, a response from Hamlet to Polonius. Oh, God. It's been too long. I'm sure I'll kick myself when it goes in. Oh yeah, right. It's here today, but might be gone tomorrow. Sure. Me first. And we want an equivalent phrase because it's in quotes. Me first. I'll start. That looks all right. Hand grenades informally. Oh, there's a word for this, obviously. Actress Donovan of Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Donovan. Is that one of the ants? Told a tale, maybe lied. Rotisserie roasted Turkish dish. Is this donor of doner kebabs? Joins a union, question mark? And we probably want a wedding here. So weds, like a marriage, joins a union. Symbols of success. Put up with. To swallow. Yeah, sometimes that can be a sort of figurative way of saying you're putting up with something. What is this? This does look like shale then. Call it. A hotline, you call a hotline. Elisa Donovan, maybe? Gold stars. Oh, words, words, words. That's right. I knew it had something to do with that. I was thinking about liar or something. So this is Gina Showalter, and then gold stars. And then it's here today, but might be gone tomorrow. The latest fad. So this is not wool, but wood. I was lucky that that ended up giving me tic-tac-toe, because otherwise I really would not have gotten that. Latest fad, here today, gone tomorrow. Hand grenades, informally frogs. That seems weird. Sign on a convenience store window. Flip. Moving on. Moving on. So anyways? Maybe. Credential for many a CEO, probably an MBA. Flip. ATM inside. On a convenience store window. Film director Johnson is Ryan. Oops, Ryan Johnson. Full House father is Danny Tanner. Rounded up, question mark. As not sure what sense of that they're looking at. Established meant that might have a buck-a-shuck promotion. A raw bar. Cutting tool with an arch. Some kind of saw. So does that give us enough here? Oh, to flip, not an adjective flip. So frags, I guess. Hand grenades, okay. And to flip is to go bananas. Formal speech could be an address. One wrapping up a meal before eating anything. Wrapping up a meal before eating anything. I don't know. Little girl in Italian, bambina. Rounded up. A rounded up, like a rounded roof. So if something is rounded above, rounded up, it's domed, I guess. A common parade site. Not sure. Brand whose name doubles as instructions for its product. One a day. Wrapping up a meal before eating anything. A boa constrictor literally wraps itself around its meal before eating it. So one a day. And then a common parade site, a band. So a bow saw, cutting tool with an arch. This all makes sense. Now we go back up to this section. To be out. To be out. To sweep? To sleep. To be out of consciousness. To sleep. Extremely ambitious projects. Bare. Au naturel? Yeah, bare-bodied. Naked. Au naturel. Handle in a theater, something name, a stage name perhaps. A handle being a synonym for a theater. A handle being a stage. Another name for an alias, another word for an alias. Be in a decision-making position. To steer, maybe? Mulan, antagonist. Are these the Huns? Moonshots, extremely ambitious projects. Does look like steer. Hypnotized. Under, like if you're under the influence or something. Composite numbers. Rests on. Hinges on. Road. In a way. Nagged. Okay, if you nag someone, you're kind of like riding them, kind of thing. So hinges on. Composite numbers. Mashups? Oh, numbers meaning not integers, but songs. Composite songs are mashups. Hypnotized does look like under, and then this looks like out in LA, maybe. To walk like a rhino is to plod. Let's find out. Man, a lot of great stuff here from Hannah Slovut-Einertson for this Saturday. Definitely some stuff like lifeless that could mean a few different things, and we have to sort of understand the sense that's meant in order to be able to get the clue. In this case, it's flat. Bare also could mean a number of things. In this case, we mean naked. Alana Beard, I'll have to look up. Rests on, again, could mean literally rests on, but in this case, we want the much more figurative sense that it, an outcome rests on a particular input or something like that. It hinges on a decision or something like that. Hypnotized, not that the clue can mean a number of things, but that we need to, the entry under is a sort of, we have to think very figuratively for that to mean the same thing as hypnotized. Drops while running is a play on words on drops, a pun on drops. We want literally drops of sweat while running. Soft rock is a fun clue, not necessarily misleading, because we don't likely, in a crossword like this, we don't likely mean something like, I don't know what it could even mean, but we don't mean the type of genre of music. Here we literally mean a soft kind of rock, and that's what it is. Words. I'm annoyed that I didn't see that immediately. This is really tricky, I think. It took me a while even after I put it in to understand what it meant, but the winning X or O in a game of tic-tac-toe, you often refer to the three letters that you have to get in a row, the three marks in a row, as tick and tack and toe. So the third one of those, the winning one, would be the toe of the tic-tac-toe. And so I just didn't understand at first what that meant. This is really fun. Rounded up. If something is rounded up, it's rounded above you. It's domed. This is tricky, and I'm glad I got it right away. We're obviously referring to oysters for bakashak, but raw bar is not necessarily the first thing you'd think of there. I'll have to double check that. I think Elisa Donovan must have been one of the ants, but I'm not sure which one. ATM inside is not the first thing I would have thought of for sign on a convenience store window, but it is a very common sign. Flip can mean a lot of things. I at first was thinking of the adjective, like if something is flip, if something is like kind of like casual. But no, we want the word to flip and not the literal sense of to rotate or to turn over something, but to flip, sort of to go nuts, to go crazy. Joins a union, pretty light word play here. A union is often referring to marriage in the puzzle. And then on the downside, composite numbers, a play on numbers here. We want songs, not literal numbers. I'm not familiar. I thought I was familiar with their kind of whole early discography from the 90s, but I don't remember the name of this compilation album. I'll have to check that out. Road can mean a lot of things. In this case, we want something close to nagged. I did get steer in the end, but that's maybe not exactly what that. Yeah, I guess to steer an organization is to be in a decision-making position. I don't think of these as exactly equivalent, but I guess close enough for this. Happy to get this spanner right away. Disappearing ink. Again, ink most often in the puzzle is referring to tattoos. To be out can mean a lot of things, and I didn't. I came to a number of them, but I didn't come to the sense that meant sleep until the very end. Happy to get LA Lakers right away. Again, I was thinking of how we could fit, because it seemed too long for just the team name and too short for just for both the city and the team name. So the only way to make that work is to have a city that can be abbreviated here. And champs, it says, both NBA and champs are kind of abbreviated in the clue, so that gives us that little clue that it's supposed to be that. Residence without a title, a play on title here. We don't want a title like lord or whatever, but a title for land or property. Buzzed can mean a lot of things. In this case, we want a more straightforward interpretation of to rang, like a bell or a doorbell. Gold stars for symbols of success in a particular context, for sure. This is wood, not wool. Should have known that, I guess. My 5th anniversary having passed some time ago. This, again, is a clue where not the clue has to be reinterpreted, but we have to find an entry that needs some reinterpretation or figurative interpretation for to swallow, to put up with. The thing that you call is a hotline. I thought at first I was thinking of like heads or tails, but no. And told a tale. I've seen clues like this before for something to do with lying, so that's fine. Not familiar with the term frags, but not totally familiar, but it does sort of vaguely ring a bell. I think that's it. Yeah, so really nice construction for this, and just enough sort of help along the way that it makes these stacks doable. So nice puzzle from Hannah Slovut-Einertson. Very nice way to start our solving weekend. And I hope you enjoyed that solve. If you did, please leave me a thumbs up, let me know. And if you want to know when I'm posting next, hit that subscribe button. You'll get those notifications. Thanks for joining me today, and we'll see you next time on Crosshatch Puzzles. Cheers.